Well, I just finished watching the Republican presidential debate on Fox News, and I figured I'd come on here and give my opinions of the performance of the candidates before I forget them. First, I want to start out by saying that while I am no fan of Fox News, they did an excellent job with this debate. The questions that were asked were poignant, pointed, um, and really got to some of or really uncovered some of the differences, some of the deeper differences among the candidates that were there. Um, I This debate was by far the best so far outclassing the debates that MSNBC hosted a couple of weeks ago. Um, the moderators of this debate actually managed to really pit the candidates against each other. Um, and I mean, aside from making this a far more entertaining debate to watch, um, those questions really illuminated and solidified the positions that some of these candidates have on various issues. For example, John McCain was asked about torture. Does he support torture? Does he not support torture? In the past, John McCain has certainly come out against torture and worked very heavily within the Senate to try to pass a resolution, which the White House initially balked at, and then they sort of came to some sort of agreement. And I think that showed a real level of integrity in John McCain that I haven't seen in quite some time. He's been accused recently of sort of pandering to the base of his party, but firmly and convincingly coming out against torture and against these so-called enhanced interrogation tactics or techniques really earned him a lot of respect from me. In contrast, we have Rudy Giuliani and several other candidates who came out in favor of enhanced techniques, and I want to say this is Congressman Tancredi, but I'm not positive. He said that or was it Mike Huckabee who said this? One of the other candidates, one of the not the top tier candidates, was well, they were all given this scenario where 3 shopping malls in the U.S. had already been attacked, and this is totally hypothetical, and they believed that a 4th attack was imminent. The questions that they were basically asked were, what measures do you take to stop that 4th attack from happening? And some of these other candidates said that, by all means necessary, do whatever you need to do to get the information from the suspects, from the terrorists that we've already captured from the first 3 attacks. And even Rudy Giuliani came out in favor of that, and they just don't seem to get it, that if we torture, then we have what right do we have to expect or request or require or demand or retaliate against those who torture our troops when they are captured? This is more than just security. This is we're supposed to be a moral leader of the world, and here we are sanctioning torture. If it saves American lives, I mean, are American lives worth torture? And I don't believe so. We live in a free and democratic society, and apparently these are the values that we're trying to impose or impart or promote in Middle Eastern countries. So I guess my question is, how can we continue to do so with a straight face when we're holding people without due process, we're torturing them, we're basically acting almost as if we're some sort of tyrannical force to be reckoned with? You attack us, and then we torture you. I mean, it's medieval. It's depressing. It's very concerning that we actually have presidential candidates, people who want to lead this country, who want to be commander-in-chief, who would support the use of torture, or as they call it, enhanced interrogation techniques, including waterboarding and so forth. So kudos to John McCain, and I believe Ron Paul pretty much supports anti-torture as well. Um, then there was this sort of heated debate, or exchange, I should say, between Mitt Romney and John McCain. Mitt Romney basically said that the McCain-Feingold campaign finance reform legislation was a mistake and was bad for the Republican Party, and blah 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 blah. In response to that, John McCain said that he took he has always had a consistently conservative record on this issue, and that he believed that more money in Washington, more money in politics, is what has caused or at least is partially responsible for the decline of the Republican Party, which I personally definitely have to agree with. And then he attacked Romney by saying that he himself, McCain, has held consistent positions and does not change those positions during even-numbered years, or depending upon the office to which he's running, or for which he's running, which was a direct jab at Mitt Romney, who's been accused of flip-flopping on almost every single major issue, depending on which office he's running for, whether it's the Senate in 1994, or governor in 2002, or now the presidency in 2008. Another interesting tidbit, I shouldn't say tidbit, but Ron Paul, who is my new hero in the Republican Party, I think, came out and said that we were attacked on 9/11 because we're over in the Middle East, because we're there, because we've been bombing Iraq for the past 10 or so years, which is very true. Clinton did it. This was sort of his policy of containment by bombing suspected factories and so forth, suspected mass weapon production factories, and then Rudy Giuliani, in response to this, that this was the most absurd, ludicrous, okay, I'm paraphrasing now, explanation of why 9/11 happened, and then asked Congressman Paul to recant his statements, which Ron Paul did not. And it seems that Ron Paul's statements have now been misconstrued, in that people are interpreting statements to mean that we invited terrorism, we invited 9/11, and that's sort of what Giuliani said, and I think that's what one of the moderators said. And I don't believe that Ron Paul was making such a strong statement. I think what he said was, at least parts of it, were pretty accurate. And he just saw you could just see that the other Republican candidates up there were sort of licking their lips, just waiting to attack him. Fortunately, the moderators cut off the responses to that particular statement after Rudy Giuliani made his. I think those are really the big moments of the debate, at least the ones that were most important to me. I think that this debate helped illuminate some of the deeper schisms within the Republican Party, and these are not trivial issues either. So I'm wondering, depending on who gets elected or who wins the Republican nomination, will the party coalesce behind that candidate? Anyway, that's it for my musings on the Republican debate. Thanks for listening. I think that, in my opinion, John McCain and Ron Paul, at least from my own beliefs, were the winners of this particular debate. Thank you.